Well, I'm back with another video here. This video here, in particular, is kind of offset, but this is for any of the drivers considering coming out here to join the trucking career. Uh, really research this. I mean, it's not for everybody. Yes, there's money involved. Yes, there's a lot of pros, but there's also a lot of cons. I've noticed a lot of the people these days coming out here, the majority of them, you got a lot of them that they think it's all peaches and cream and good to go. We're going to make big money. We're going to be able to start dealing with. They don't think about the cons about what happens. Like for instance, when you start your career going to a trucking school, they're going to fast track you through that school pretty quick. There are deals to get you in, get you out, get you on the road making money. Now, you're probably going to figure out that real quick you're not going to be taught everything you really need to know, and you're going to be kind of lost because they're like so they're going to fast pace it just to get you teach you the minimum to get you through. You're going to get out, you're going to get going. They're going to put you with a trainer. Now, in instances, you may get a good trainer. You may get a trainer that you can't stand to be around. They're not a grateful person. You might run onto one that's a clean driver. You might run onto one that's kind of dirty. I mean, they are out here. It is possible. So you kind of got a flip side on that one. A lot of trainers want to hurry up, get you in their truck, get you to pass, get you out, because they get paid per student that comes in the truck, and they're going to go to the next one. But no, you do have some people that are professional about it and want to teach you the ropes and do right. But you are going to run onto those that all they care about is the money that they get from having you in the truck. You're not going to be properly trained about, you know, because they just want to get you out. But there are a few that actually take their job seriously. Once you get out on your own, you get out of the truck, it's going to be kind of a shock. You're out there by yourself, and you might get kind of confused or scared. Or this is where it comes into where I tell everybody: don't be afraid to ask somebody for help. Don't be afraid to communicate with people. Let them know, hey, I'm new at this. Kind of bear with me. You know, depending on whether you decide to go with flatbed or you decide to go dry box, reefer. I mean, there's several different areas you go to, tankers. I've been at this almost 30 years. Um, don't get me wrong, I love my job, always have. That's why I've done it for so long. But with all the rules, the regulations, the way things are going, they've deregulated it. I mean, they made these trucks to where they almost drive themselves. I mean, they've got automatic transmissions in them. Basically, you just put it in gear and push the gas. They've got all these sensors all over it, and sensors in the front that'll stop the truck for you in case you get too close to something. Beep when somebody's beside you. It's just a lot that they do, and they've done this to try to get more drivers out here. You know, and as you get out and start trying to learn the ropes, you're going to have it in your mind you're going to make all this good money, but take in consideration when it comes to the loading, unloading, deliveries, the routings, you're going to have times where you're going to be the shipper or receiver. I've seen and I've been, especially with reefers, you can spend up to 24 hours setting at a shipper receiver waiting to load or unload. And dry boxing, if you're doing a lot of warehousing, most of these warehouses do 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, midnight, middle of the nights. And of course, when you get done, you're expected to run the rest of the day or night. That's the way a lot of these companies are. Um, Dry box not as bad, but then the downfall also you deal with is a big company, a lot of trailers. Oh, we're dropping hook, dropping hook. You get in, you get out. Here's your problem with dropping hook. The majority of these drivers don't give a rat's ass about the truck they're driving, the trailers they're pulling, their company drivers. They don't care. You're going to hook up, you're going to get them where drivers are running on flat tires. They've ripped the mud flaps off. Lights ain't working. Inspections are expired, and it's stuck with you to try to get fixed before you get your next load. So, downside, you're going to spend time in the shops. You're going to spend time with the shippers and receivers. So, with most trucking companies by the mile, if that truck ain't moving, you ain't getting paid. Another downside, you driver, we're going to get out here. I can run when I want, do what I want, go home when I want. 90% of you are probably going to be over the road. They'll tell you, oh, you got to be at least 2 weeks, then we'll bring you. You might want to consider 3 to 6 weeks. On average, 3 to 5 weeks. They'll tell you, oh, we'll get you home, and then they'll get you out there. Oh, we can't get you home. We're going to have a problem. It's going to be another week. We don't have a load going that way. It happens all the time. So you're going to be stuck on this road for a long period of time. Then you're like, well, then you run out of clothes. You got to go get them washed. You got to take time off to do this, do that. Um, you're pulling a reefer unit between loads. You got to go find a truck wash. You got to wash out your trailers, especially if you've hauled chicken of any kind. You cannot reload anything back on that trailer of any food without getting it washed because of the certain enzymes and bacteria that chicken has in it. So you can count on spending time. Yeah, reefer haulers make a little bit more money by the mile for that simple fact. They're going to have a lot more downtime at the shipper, receiver, and getting washed out. Uh, like I said, dry boxes, they're really not to wash, just keep a broom to sweep them out. But like I said, when they run that and they're dropping and hooking, a lot of these companies don't keep track of what's wrong with their trailers, and then you're going to deal with traffic. It's a good one now because this time of year, everybody's doing what? Construction. What normally might say, oh, I can get over there in 3 hours. Next thing you know, you're in a 2 hour long backup. You're late for your appointment. You're running late on your day, and we're limited with these e-logs as to how many hours a day. You got 8 hours to start, and then you got to take a 30-minute break to get your last 3 hours. So it's really got to watch and plan. The whole thing about trucking is planning your route, planning your loads, knowing where you're going to stop. Where you just don't take off on a whim and think, "Hey, I'm good." It don't work that way, and it's not going to work out very well for you. Have a contingency plan in case something goes wrong. Um, you're going to deal with dispatch. You're going to deal with customers. You're going to deal with people that are rude, hateful. You're a truck driver. They don't give rats at the shippers and receivers. Uh, you're going to run onto some that are pretty mean and hateful. Dispatch might do what they call micromanaging, try to squeeze every little mile out of you and just run you in the ground. Or just the opposite. You'll get one that, oh, we ain't got no freight right now. Call me back later. And it'll be a day or two. Oh, we finally got you a little short run that don't go very far. And like with me, I get paid percentage. So mileage doesn't mount as much, but I still got to have enough percentage on each load to know when to deliver, when to pick up, how many loads to get in for the week to get the amount that I need in order to take and cover my bills. It's all about planning. All about watching what you're doing. But like I said, there's pros, there's cons. Yes, there's money to be made. Yes, you can make money doing this. But if you do it right, if you use your head when you're doing this, use some common sense. Um, as long as you're planning what you're doing, you're planning your time out right. Um, you're not pushing yourself like some company's going to offer you a fuel bonus. Well, then you got to make sure you're not idling the truck all the time. You got to make sure you're not driving fast to make up for what you were doing. And it's all about just getting a driving habit going, getting a planning habit going. Like I said, it's not all bread and butter, and a lot of people drop out of this because, oh, I'm going to be home every day, or I'm going to be home every couple of days, or they do have regional routes. On average, on regional routes, they'll say, okay, you're home on weekends. Very doubtful. Yeah, you'll be home on the weekend. You're going to get home Saturday night, and they're going to expect you to run first thing Monday morning. So you go home Friday night, they're going to let you have that 34-hour break. So Friday night, Saturday, Sunday morning, they want you to leave and take off. Trust me, a lot of companies are this way, and that's where they're going to get you on that. So, like I said, be really questionable. Do research about the company you want to go with, because you're going to run into a lot of that stuff, micromanaging. Oh, I'm going to be off on the weekends. Very few. There are some that'll let you go and have a full 48 hour, or they might let you come in on Friday and leave Monday. Majority of them no. So really ask questions about the company. You really need to do this. Now, getting started out, yeah, you're probably going to have to go to a company that's not going to do so well. It's not going to treat you so well. Just get your foot in the door, get the experience, get a better paying job, because you're going to start at the bottom of the ladder. That's just the way it is. And then once you get your experience, you can go to a little bit better company to a little bit better, more of a company. But just, just keep in mind that it's not all peaches and cream. You're going to have stuff that's going to irritate you, other drivers that are going to irritate you. There are a lot of stupid drivers out here that pull some of the stupidest shit you've ever seen in your life. They'll cut you off. They run you off the road. They're not paying attention. You'd be sitting there and somebody backs into your truck because nobody cares. They're in such a big hurry to go nowhere. And, but one of the things you're just going to have to try to deal with if you're coming out here. It irritates me so bad that, I don't know how many more years I'm going to be at this before, I can, my truck's paid for. It's getting older, some issues. Yeah, I'm ready to retire it, but, I may have a little bit longer to go. But these are just some helpful tips. If you're thinking about driving, really look into it because you might get a disappointment out of it. But if you're a person that likes to be gone all the time, you like to run all the time, you do have your independence because you're by yourself out here, nobody's looking over your shoulder. We do have good aspects of this job, you know. Yeah, it's nice being able to be your own boss out here, and nobody's, over your shoulder telling you what to do, when to do, how to do it. You know, they will over the phone, but in your truck, it's not like being in an office where they're just right over top of you. Well, these trucks now, they've got cameras in where they can watch. I always hated them, and I'd even put tape on the ones that faced on the inside. The majority of the time, I was either buying the truck or leasing the truck. And they'd argue, and I'd go, you know what? It's my privacy in here. You ain't got no business in it. But some of them have the regulation. That's what they want. So, yeah, they do have cameras in the trucks, forward facing, side facing, back facing. I mean, they say they don't look at them, but yeah, they do from time to time. You'll see the lights come on whenever it's time. But like I said, there is good points, there's bad points, but you guys need to really weigh in. Do you like to travel? Do you like to be gone? Are you pretty good tempered? You've got high road rage and you're irritable and uh, you want to be home all the time. Trucking's probably not going to work for you. There's a lot to kind of keep you on edge. There's a lot going on out here. Being away from home, that's one of the hardest things. You know, like I said, I've been into this for almost 30 years, most of it over the road. I do a lot of flatbed now, oversized loads. I won't go back to reefer. I won't. I might do a dry box if I had to do local, because that's the only time you're going to be home every day is local, but you're not going to make no money. The only money isn't over the road. If you want to make that big money, well, you're going to make $2,000 a week, 1,500, 2,000. You're going to be over the road, and it could be. I mean, I've seen some companies where they're out for up to over a month, 2 months at a time. It depends. Ones that have the super sleepers, hell, they're out 6 months at a time. That's mainly for more of a single person, not a family man. But if you're a family man, it's a lot harder job, especially if you're used to being home. You got kids, your wife. My wife's been pretty good about things, but you know, a lot of times I was home either every week, every couple of weeks, but here like it's been a little more. Of course, me and the wife's she's been with me most of my career for 24 years out of the 30, so kind of adhered to it. Kids are all grown up, but it is a trying job, so make sure you do your research. Really think about it before you make the commitment. So you don't waste your time and money going through school and then come to find out you don't like it. So, like I said, just do your research and, and good luck to you if you decide to do it. So, like I tell everybody else, if you know of anybody else thinking about it, you can like this, share it. The way other people can kind of get an idea. It's kind of a rough sketch, and like I said, all my stuff, I just do it off the whim, nothing scripted. Um, like the channel because, like I said, I've got a lot of other stuff like this. Most of it's just stuff that I haul, the way I strap them down, chain them down, different machines. Um, like I said, if you know anybody else, like I said, like, share, subscribe, get the word out. Catch you on the next one.